In his book, The Hidden Side of Things, C.W. Leadbeater discusses nature spirits' attitude toward mankind. He states that their attitude must be similar to how the animal kingdom responds to human contact. Most scientists agree that animals have complex mental capacities, and Leadbeater informs his readers that fairies have a mental capacity he likens to an exceptionally intelligent kitten. Most nature spirits dislike and avoid mankind, and we cannot wonder at it. To them, man appears a ravaging demon, destroying and spoiling wherever he goes. He wantonly kills, often with awful tortures, all the beautiful creatures they love to watch. He cuts down the trees, he tramples the grass, he plucks the flowers and casts them carelessly aside to die. He replaces all the lovely wildlife of nature with his hideous bricks and mortar, and the fragrance of the flowers with mephitic vapors of his chemicals, and the all-polluting smoke of his factories. Not only do we thus bring devastation to all that they hold most dear, but most of our habits and emanations are distasteful to them. Our restless, ill-regulated desires and passions set up a constant rush of astral currents, which disturbs and annoys them, and gives them the same feeling of disgust which we should have if a bucket of filthy water were emptied over us. For them to be near the average man is to live in a perpetual hurricane. They are not great angels with the perfect knowledge that brings perfect patience. They are just happy and on the whole well-disposed children, hardly even that. I say, can we wonder, when we thus habitually outrage their best and highest feelings, that they should dislike us, distrust us, and avoid us? Their more usual method of trying to repel an intruder is by playing tricks upon him, childish and mischievous often, but not seriously harmful. They take an impish delight in misleading or deceiving him, in causing him to lose his way across a moor, in keeping him walking round and round in a circle all night when he believes he is going straight on, or in making him think that he sees palaces and castles where no such structures really exist. They are greatly assisted in their tricks by the wonderful power which they possess of casting a glamour over those who yield themselves to their influence, so that such victims for the time see and hear only what these fairies impress upon them. The nature spirits, however, have not the mesmerist's power of dominating the human will, except in the case of quite unusually weak-minded people. The fairies cannot go beyond deception of the senses, but of that they are undoubted masters. The power of glamour is simply that of making a clear, strong mental image, and then projecting that into the mind of another. In trying to understand exactly how this is done, we must bear in mind that a mental image is a very real thing, a definite construction in mental matter. We must remember that the line of communication between the mind and the dense physical brain passes through the astral and etheric counterparts of that brain, and that the line may be tapped and an impression introduced at any of these points. On the other hand, there are instances in which some nature spirits have made friends with individual human beings and offered them such assistance as lay in their power. And it is on record that on rare occasions, certain favored men have been admitted to witness elfin revels and share for a time the elfin life. Elves will gather round one who has entered upon the path of holiness, finding his emanation less stormy and more agreeable than those of the man whose mind is still fixed upon worldly matters. Occasionally, fairies have been known to attach themselves to little children and develop a strong attachment for them, especially for such as are dreamy and imaginative. There have even been cases in which such creatures took a fancy to some unusually attractive baby and made an attempt to carry it away into their own haunts, their intention being to save it from what seems to them the horrible fate of growing up into the average human being. In the study of nature spirits, here is a kingdom radically dissimilar, without sex, free from fear, ignorant of what is meant by the struggle for existence, yet the eventual result of its unfoldment is in every respect equal to that attained by following our own line.